Alexander Volkanovski is overrated. I see a lot of people saying this guy is the best right now. This guy is the newest thing. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button already, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and all that. Doing a Q&A on Thursday, every Thursday Q&A. So comment questions for the Q&A if you want your question to be included. And let's get into this video. All right, Alexander Volkanovski, we all know him. He is the king at the featherweight division. He's coming off of a win against Max Holloway, a very dominant win. We've never seen anybody beat Max Holloway like that. In just under 2 weeks, is going to be challenging Islam Makhachev to become a double champion, the 5th double champion in UFC history. And before we figure out is he truly overrated, let me talk about some things I like about Alexander Volkanovski. Now, Alex being the shorter fighter helps him in a lot of exchanges, especially wrestling exchanges. It's hard to wrestle with a guy that is shorter than you. I don't think it'll be a problem for Islam. Like I've said in the past, I think Islam will win and I think he'll finish Alexander Volkanovski. But a thing that I think helps Alexander Volkanovski is his cardio and his endurance, right? Because that's what Max Holloway has, and that's why he was able to beat Max Holloway, because he was able to match that cardio, that pressure that he has. Volkanovski is also tough as hell. I mean, a lot of people would have tapped to that guillotine from Brian Ortega. He's also super fast, and I like that he is a really good kickboxer, very high fight IQ, even though I think that we've only seen like a glimpse of what Alexander Volkanovski is capable of. But something that I want to talk about right now is this narrative that Alexander Volkanovski has cleaned out the featherweight division, because this is a narrative that is a straight up lie that I see being spit by the UFC, by the fans. Nobody's really talking about this. I don't know if everybody's going to disagree with me or not on this, but he has not cleaned out the featherweight division. This is just a straight up lie. Beat Max Holloway, which is obviously a huge accomplishment. Rematched him about 6 or 8 months later, something like that. Beat him again in a very close decision. Came back over a year and a half later, fought Brian Ortega, and then about 8 months later, fought the Korean Zombie, who obviously is a little bit on the older side. A lot of people didn't think he was going to win, and then makes a fast turnaround 3 months later, decides to fight Max Holloway and dominates him. This guy doesn't fight often. I know a lot of people blame the featherweights, and to an extent I do agree. The featherweights are not fighting each other. There's a lot of standstill motion going on in that division, and I respect Alexander Volkanovski because I do believe that he's a guy that wants to fight a lot. But I'm gonna list you a lot of these guys that he has not even fought yet. Calvin Kattar, Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett, Yair Rodriguez, Ilya Topuria is coming up, Bryce Mitchell's coming up, Movsar Evloev is coming up. There's a lot of these top contenders that are coming up that Alexander Volkanovski hasn't even fought. This narrative that he has cleaned out the division and is this dominant champ, and to compare him to people like Kamaru Usman or even Israel Adesanya is a little ridiculous to me. Even though they are both not champions, they have both accomplished more than Alexander Volkanovski has. And look, you could blame the UFC and say the UFC has kept making him fight Max, because those are most of his title defenses, but I want to see him fight other guys. I want to see how he does against a guy like Josh Emmett, who's extremely powerful, who is the same height as Alexander Volkanovski, who is a really good wrestler, or Calvin Kattar, who is a tall boxer, and we saw had a really good performance against Giga Chikadze. Arnold Allen, a guy that's on like a 9 or 10 fight win streak. Yair Rodriguez, a guy who gave Max Holloway problems. Alexander Volkanovski, in my opinion, has a lot of question marks about him, and of course, he's a good fighter. You know, he's a great fighter. I would be delusional to say he's not, but people are making it like that he has this legacy built in already that he just doesn't have. And I'm curious to see how he fights Islam Makhachev, and I'm curious to see his performance. And I get a lot of people were shocked that he beat Max Holloway the first time. I don't know why. That's why so many people are saying he's up there with Usman, but I still think that he's a pretty new champion. Even though he's been the champion for a long time now, I still consider him a new champion, just because most of the guys he's fought since have been Max Holloway. In the past 3 years, he's fought Max Holloway 3 times, and then 2 other guys. So let's get these contenders going before we make any assumptions about Alexander Volkanovski. But is he overrated? I would say that he's just about rated. I think he's a little 1% overrated, and I don't mean to hate, because I actually like Volkanovski. I'm an old Volkanovski fan. I'm going to be rooting for him when he fights Islam Makhachev like crazy, and was rooting for him in his last fight against Max, even though a lot of people were Max fans. I have pretty consistently rooted for Alexander Volkanovski, so this doesn't mean to come off as hate, but I am curious to see how he does against the others in division before we say that he is up there with Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, and obviously he is nowhere near the John Jones level, so I'm not even going to compare him to that, but I think he's more closer to the Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya level. But let me know what you guys think. Comment in the comment section below. Am I crazy? Are you going to disagree? Are you going to leave some hate comments? I don't know. Whatever it is, please leave it in the comment section below. Leave a Q&A video. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.